Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. I'm your host, Mike Barra. It is a Monday morning news and Jentel show. I'm sorry, live from Las Vegas, along with my co-host, the lovely lady with the lustrous hair, Jennifer Fallaw-Doring in Hayden, Idaho. Jen, how was your weekend?
Oh, we had a good time. It was Katie's 21st birthday. And
yeah.
All kinds. I don't know if you saw my beautiful girl. I posted pictures on Telegram.
I did. Happy birthday. I try not to look at other friends' daughters, though, for very long.
Yeah, she's Libra. Stay away from her.
Okay. That's a good thing. Note to self, never meet Katie. You know what, Jen, it's so funny because I always joke about how I have this thing with Aquarian men and Libra women. And so Dave and I went out on Saturday to go watch the Washington Huskies game, which they won, but God, it was a miserable game. And the server starts talking to me, and you know, servers flirt with you, but then it's like I started going through all the progressions, all the steps. Like there's a book on how to get women, you know, to talk to you and stuff. But it was like instantly she just was like bantering with me, and I'm like, "You're a Libra, aren't you?" And she's like, "How did you know that?" And I'm the same way I knew you were Dutch. It turned out she was Dutch, which I had a way to figure that out too. But it just works. It just does work, and I don't know why it works, but it is a fun thing to have.
Did you tip her well? Did you tip her well?
Oh, of course. Yes, I tipped her well.
I would totally flirt with men over 50 to get a better tip.
She's too young.
Anyway.
Well, no, I know that. But it was like, there's like signposts you look for. And then I got through all the signposts. Things that she doesn't need to do if she's just trying to get a good tip.
I don't know about your Libra plan. I don't know if that's worked out too well for you.
Well, in terms of sex, yes. In terms of relationships, maybe not so much. But yes. Okay. And by the way, what is a relationship except sex, right? That's what it is. All right. Couple things I want to ask you about. Well, I mean, that's.
Let's move on from there. Okay.
That's one of the main things.
We're not going to agree.
Couple things I want to talk to you about. Two things in the news, rumors and stuff that I want to talk to you about. So yesterday, Donald Trump Jr. posted a picture of himself on Twitter with a dead snake, a water moccasin, and he said, "I like half a water moccasin much more than I like the full version." So he chopped off the head of the snake. And some people are saying that Don Jr. signals that the head of the snake has been cut off. Oh, you know what? I wonder if this is in the Jentel. I haven't looked at the Jentel. I should have probably.
Well, it's awfully coincidental, yes.
I'm sorry, what?
I did see that. But I didn't ask any questions about it, and the Jentel lines up with that, so we'll have to
put that one aside. Okay. Mm-hmm. The other rumor came very strong from TNT Tony, who has some connections, and don't trust him, don't like him. He's a Democrat, so that means he's dumb shit. But he does know some people. And he said that, you know, he was telling everybody, get ready, it's going to happen. It's going to be Sunday night, you know, or didn't happen Sunday night. But one of the things he said was really interesting is he said the rate is now changed to 1,000 to 1. And why that's significant is because people like him and others have said that the rate will go from this weird 11,1152 number per dollar, dinars per dollar, to something even like 1,000 to 1. Because then they can delete the 3 zeros and it becomes 1 to 1, which makes all of their budgets and all of their software, everything propagates through all of their computers much simpler if the rate is 1,000 to 1 before it goes to 1 to 1, before it then goes to the revalued rate. So that's always been thought of as an important step in this process. So I wanted to check with you, did that really happen? Did they over the weekend go to a rate of 1,000 to 1, whether we see it or not? I don't know. Did they go to the?
I think in country they did. What I'm hearing is that that's visible over there. They do have a rate ready for the screens for the redemption out of country.
Okay. So the reason why this is important is that they first take off the garbage, so it goes to 1,000 to 1. Then they can delete the 3 zeros, which is something Dr. Shabibi talked about 2008. And it becomes 1 to 1, and then you can propagate all your budgets and all your software and everything, and then you can change to a new valuation. So it's the first step.
Interesting. Like, okay, so question: if it's 1 to 1, that's 1 Iraq to the dinar to the fiat dollar,
right? Which I'm turning in 500,000.
Iraq goes 1 to 1, and it's gold. Is that where we get our 16 fiat dollars per 1?
Because the new U.S. gold-backed dollar could be worth 27 fiat dollars, whereas the Iraqi could be worth 16 fiat dollars. I see what you're saying. You're becoming a little financial expert here.
Well, I have thoughts.
Little financial.
I just,
I have thoughts.
Questions about them.
All right. So those are the 2 questions. The head of the snake thing, I should have thought about that. I should have gone with that second so we could blend right into the Jentel. But why don't we go? My Aquarius man is the best, says Tamu, who is a Libra. Last time I checked.
Both my daughters. I have Faith's an Aquarius and Katie's a Libra.
Tamu's one of the people here I've actually met. I met her at AlienCon back in 2017 or 2018. By the way, I wanted to mention another guy I met there was Mark Goddard, who was Don West from Lost in Space, and he passed away this last week. And,
that's too bad.
Wanted to say I'm sorry. He was 87 or something, but
that's a good run.
Wonderful, nice guy. Wonderful, nice guy. And Jen, it's too bad that we're so close to this shift and people are passing away, but I guess people continue to pass away. And there are some people that just aren't meant for this next world that we're going to transition into. At least not the transition part will be too hard for them. So maybe I try to be philosophical about these things. I wish he could have made it. All right. I'm going to put a few greetings and things up here, and I'm going to turn it over to you for Jentel. Let me get my Jentel caption ticker, my Jentel ticker going, and then I haven't read the Jentel, and you go ahead and just hit it.
All right, everybody, settle in because it's story time. Okay, I did see that post this weekend sometime of him standing there with the snake. So, granted, that is in my psyche. That could be in the back of my mind when I receive this information. Kind of don't want to tell the story because it makes me look crazy. But let's do it, okay? Because it's really interesting. All right. So I went into meditation, interdimensional meditation, and I met with Archangel Michael and Gabriel in the field in front of my tree on the 6th level of heaven. Today is October 23, 2023, 23rd. So I get there. I've got like 20 minutes. All right, I'm running behind. And so I had no idea what to ask because of Katie's birthday. I had no idea what was going on at all. And he looks at me and said, "Let's have some fun." And I know what that means. But let's go somewhere. Let's do a remote viewing. Let's project our conscious and I'm like, I don't have time for that. I got 20 minutes. And so he took my hand and we went anyway. And so held both their hands, Gabriel and Michael. Michael spoke. He led me to what looked like a large movie production. And from my vantage point, I'm going to keep my place here. From my vantage point, it looked like we were out in a sandy, almost desert-like setting, not completely desert, but it was almost like in a crater. And I looked down, and there were people moving around. There were large white like trucks, like tractor trailer trucks for storage. There was helicopters landing and taking off. There were white tents. And it did not look like a military base. It looked like a big movie production. And I asked where we were, and he said, Israel. I said, so this is a movie? I said, aren't there people really dying? And he said, yes, but it's from terrorist attacks. So the whole movie, the whole war in Israel, yeah, you've got the terrorist groups that are allowed because of this have been shooting things back and forth and actually hurting people, yes. But the actual war in Israel is a production. And that's hard for me to believe. There it is. Then he showed me Netanyahu removed again. So this almost, the way this looks, is almost like you just take a few steps forward and you're in another room, or zooming in on your phone, just zoom into something. And so the image is almost like tunnel vision. So then he shows me Netanyahu, and he's sitting in a plain white room in what looks like a more comfortable office chair. He's on one side of a table, and there's other people telling him, briefing him on what where he's going next, and what he's supposed to say. And then they led him out of that room to a four-walled white room. And I said, what room is this? He said, a cell. He's under arrest. And he has been for at least 3 years. Sound like a whack job telling you this, but I'm just gonna, I just have to put it out the way it comes. All right. I don't know how we're gonna get Jentel confirmation on this, but this is cool. All right, then.
A lot of people have said such things previously, so you're not alone in this.
Okay, tell me that later. Tell me that later. Okay. Alien community, you're gonna love this. You are going to love this. All right. Then, now normally we don't project down into tunnels, okay? But I had Michael's hand and Gabriel's hand, and they just took me there, so I assume it was safe to go. I don't do that because usually the level of consciousness that you project on, you can see ghosts, you can see the good guys, you can see the bad guys, and if there was anything down there that was that bad, it could see me. And so that's why I normally don't do that. But Michael just took me there, and we were in a section of a tunnel that kind of, I think it was a dead end, but it was dark. And I looked on the ground, and there's basically a massacre of some kind of creature on the ground. It had tentacle-like extremities. I did not see a head. It was a mess. But what I saw looked like a big octopus. Okay? And I'm like, okay. I said, so the head of the snake was not human? He said, no. Then he showed me the scene, and I believe it was Independence Day with the bus. And, they're trying to escape this mother alien with all these tentacles going across the land, and it controlled all the minion aliens, okay? It sounds crazy. Just go with it, all right? And I said, so this thing, it wasn't money and power and the ability to have guys come to your house and kill you. This thing was controlling whatever had possessed all the people and making them do their bad work in the world. Now, that doesn't mean that we're all there's never going to be any bad guys in the world. Don't go that far. But for whatever hosts there were, hosting whatever they were possessed by. That's why people in Hollywood, that's why everybody was so afraid, because it was controlling these things through their minds. Like that thing in Independence Day was, or whatever alien movie that was. And I said, so when was this leader destroyed? And he said, this last weekend. He said the RV will proceed soon, but maybe the end of the month or into next month. Don't freak out. So there's some more scenes that have to play out, but they got it. I mean, there's nothing better that could have happened but that. And if they took me down to look at that thing, then it's dead, and we're safe. So we're going to see the rest of these scenes play out now to start winding up to the conclusion of this movie. And that's the reality of it. That was a significant delay, cornering that thing and trying to destroy it. What's going on over there? Netanyahu looked to me like he was, he's just an actor now being told what to do. And that is the Jentel for today. I'll take your questions on that.
Well, didn't you say that the RV couldn't happen until the head of the snake, or whatever this being was that was hiding in Gaza, was eliminated? It now has been. The tunnels are cut off. This thing is dead. And the RV could be the end of the month. Well, that's this week. That means at the end of the month, if I recall, yeah.
He actually said this he said this coming Tuesday, but that's tomorrow. And I hate that, because tomorrow comes. So let's just think, okay, with the next couple of weeks, we're going to see this thing wind up and we're going to get some results. Okay.
Well, and the following Tuesday would be Halloween. So that would be interesting. I have to find a good cheap cigar for my Wolverine outfit. And I need a Wolverine wig too, but that's okay. Let's go with what I've got.
So the basic story here is that, yes, what's happening above ground. Yeah, we got some people that are taking the opportunity to do their little terrorist attacks and blow things up and stuff, but most of it's scripted. Most of it is a movie that's being put out on the media and social media and spread around through friends who will believe that, hey, I just saw this. But the real war was underground, and they got it.
Good. Bye-bye, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm not going to tell you that I never come up with stuff like this, because I do. But I'm not one of those people that go screaming, like, oh, it's an alien and all that, and so,
oh, Netanyahu's an actor and he's under arrest. That isn't usually what Jentel is.
I try to be pretty grounded, okay? And I did not expect this remote viewing or projection of consciousness this morning at all. Clear as day, though. I mean it, clear as day. And usually when they surprise me with something, you need to listen.
Nothing to add to that. So in terms of technicalities about RVs and things like that, let's just sit back and wait and see how it goes this week. Jen, let's switch gears just a little bit. Are the people that are saying, it's right now, it's right on the brink, it should have been last night, was it planned for last night? Really? Is there information reliable enough that we should continue to listen to that?
He's saying, Gabriel's saying that's not fair, because they did receive that information. but it was misinformation.
It was misinformation. Okay.
But they didn't do that.
Okay. So they said, 72 hours, but that's fine. And so then Don Jr. showing the head of the snake cut off was significant then. It was a signal, wasn't it?
The minute I saw it, I thought so. I did see that. So that was in my mind.
That's true.
But I would never have envisioned or made up the scene that Gabriel and Michael took me down into those tunnels. Because I'm a stickler for staying away from the evil stuff, let's practice protection, let's be safe. I would not have done that.
Yeah.
And in 20 minutes, I would not have tried to pull this out and tell you that the whole thing is a movie and it's fake and, the head of the snake is gone and stuff like that. So what I asked for before I went in is that I said, okay, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what to ask. Please give me information on what everybody wants to know. And that's what I got.
Okay. All right, guys. Once again, we're going to head to questions here in a second. And if you're going to ask a question, first of all, if you're over on the Rumble side of the house and you are a $5 a month subscriber, you get to ask your questions first. And again, Jen needs your first name and the name of the person you might be asking about. Okay. Person or pet or whoever it is. She needs your real names, not your screen names. That's not really going to help her, although she can try to adapt to that.
It just takes longer.
It just takes
and
longer.
Then it's almost like a line that goes to you, then off to whoever it is, and off to there. It's an energetic address.
Again, on shows like this where we have time to do questions, you get to get in line first if you're over on Rumble and doing a $5 a month subscription. So there are approximately how many people? Okay, we got about 700 people in the live stream right now, which is not bad for us. Pretty good on a Monday morning news thing. Thank you for being here. We appreciate all of you. Please do not forget that these videos do get deleted off of YouTube. Mike Barrett 2, Mike Barrett 3, and Mike Barrett 333 almost as soon as the live stream is posted because we're trying to avoid getting canceled by the YouTube censors. So what you want to do is you want to slide on over to mikebara.blogspot.com where you can find all of the latest shows from Friday, from Wednesday of last week. If you want to go back and check on Jen's Jentel and try to catch her in something, you go right ahead because it's going to blow up in your face because she always ends up right. You can also go on and pick up any one of my books over there on the little tabs on the side. Just go in there, click Lightbringer, a Dark Mission novel. It's a great Christmas gift. It's an excellent novel. You should pick one up, but it's only $7.99 for a hard copy, which I can sign for you sometime. All my other books are listed over there at mikebara.blogspot.com. There's Brooks with his fuck Biden hat on. We like that. All right. Also, please do not forget that you can get the show over on Rumble at any time. Here we are on the Rumble chat side of things. And this is where you can go down to the subscribe button at the very bottom, click subscribe. I think you might have to do a roll rant first and then do a subscription. And it works quite a bit better, I think, if you're on your computer as opposed to being on the Rumble app watching the show. So go on, do the $5 subscription thing, help support the show. We appreciate it very much. And then you can get your questions answered first if you have a little red castle next to your name. Okay. Also, please do not forget to visit our wonderful sponsors, the CBD Gurus, thecbdgurus.com. After last week, Jen, I called up Mark Z and I begged him to have Matt and Lucas work on a hangover pill or a hangover gummy. Oh my God, I had a bad hangover. You can pick up all kinds of cool products for your health. If we need a hangover pill. And if you go to the wholesale tab, you can slide down to the Mike B Wholesale, type in the discount code ALIEN, no capital A, no S, and get discounts. And for all orders over $25, you get 2 million Bolivar. For all orders over $100, you get 8 million Bolivar. Matt, passing out the bucks. Matt. So they got kinds of cool stuff. The specials this week are the lion's mane, the regular gummies, the lotion 2000, the unscented. I use that stuff. It's really excellent skin lotion. Because I have dry skin on my hands, the X-Freeze roll-on pain gel, and something new, the Mark Z Whiskey and Wisdom lounge pants, or you can get the Mark Z Mike B lounge pants. These are pajama pants with me and Mark Z on them. And ladies, there's more ladies wear coming. There's more pajamas. There's pajama tops coming with aliens and flying saucers and whiskey and Mark's face and my face. So who among you doesn't want to have my face on your pajama tops? That's the question that we haven't answered yet. So, all right, you can pick those up. Those are a good product. And we're going to be adding more apparel products into the line as we go along. And Jen, why don't you tell us what's going on over at jenniferfalaw.com?
Okay. Well, we have a super duper awesome sale right now on the everything healing for pets or people. This is everything. This is a cleanse. This is a healing. This is a, sorry, just saw something out of the corner of my eye. It's October. That happens.
Yeah, squirrel.
Yeah, squirrel. Anyway, $49. Everybody get in there and get them. I'm going to put, that's going to be on this week. I'm going to let it go this week, and then I'm going to pull it off, and everything's going back to regular price. I'll think of something else. Also, rapid fire reading sale. Last chance to get that. I'm going to take it completely down if you want one. This is a fun reading. This is like, hey, there's this old house that we used to go to when we were kids. Can you go and look in there and tell me what really happened? Like, yeah, let's do that on the phone. Okay. And or I had this awesome dream, can you interpret the dream for me? Or I've got 40 questions, how fast can you answer them? Let's hit it. I don't know. It's a fun reading, so go and get those. You can get gift cards for Christmas if you want, and you can also get gift cards for Christmas on the healings. So $49 is the lowest price that the healings will be. It is technically a suggested donation. All of these are technically suggested donations. I would just like to say that. And if you would like multiple products, go and use the love button, because you can enter an amount. So, okay, say I want, 10 of these, go and enter them out. And then email me after and tell me what you did. And I will give you your gift cards or schedule whatever it is or take the information. And that's it.
Okay, that is what is going on over at jenniferfalaw.com this week. Jen, shall we go to the phones?
Sure.
Some questions from the Rumble side of the house. First of all, let's go get on over there to the Rumble side of the
Wait a minute, I want to talk about something. I have questions.
Okay.
I don't have enough information to explain this, but there is some kind of chain reaction between the Iraqi dinar and the dong. Once the Iraqi dinar has a rate, then the dong goes. I think that the dinar already has a rate. The dong is about to have a rate. Once the dinar goes public, it's a chain reaction with the dong, and I think a couple more things. Then, after that, Venice, so those countries are connected with their rates, and somehow there's a chain reaction that sets it off. Venezuela, when that changes, when that goes, that's connected to, that sets off the Zim.
So the Zim and the Bolivar are linked, and the dong and the dinar are linked, is what you're saying.
And I keep getting that, but I don't know how to tie that together. I do believe that there's other things, but these are the four main things, and they're linked to each other. So I believe it has something to do with the dinar has to go first, because it sets off this chain reaction. And so the thoughts out there now that let's say we only get the dinar. Right, nothing goes. Oh my God, what are we going to do? We're going to get the dinar at $1 now. Well, that's great. I'll take it. But it can't go alone, because it sets off this chain reaction and the others change. and they are all in, quote, the same basket pretty much. But I don't know how the dinar is so closely linked to Vietnam, or how Venezuela is so closely linked to the Zim.
It's well, how it is, I don't know, but they've been linked together for quite some time, because in the financial arrangement that's been made, this was just always set up. The dinar and the dong have been the two most undervalued currencies for the last 20 years or so, and they both have solid structural economies upon which to base much higher rates. I'm just going to tell you the rate that I heard from my banking contact last week, who I've got to follow up with. The guy who told me that people got their 1% payout. I don't know if they've got their 9% payout yet, but at the higher levels, the rate I got from him on the dong is extraordinary, and it will make you very happy. Very happy.
Is it 4.29? Because that would make me really happy.
It's higher than
that. Really? So maybe, yeah, but wait a minute.
Well, okay,
was that for these big groups that are getting 1 and 9%? That would be a higher rate, right? They would have been promised something.
They were promised a specific rate, and it could very well be, for instance, Jen, $4.29, or it could be 0.429, 43 cents. Either way, you're doing really well.
Because I asked what I would get.
Because the groups have a specific contract they signed up for 10 or 12 years ago, with the understanding that they got to go first if they would take this rate for their currency. And that's my understanding. And I'll have to check with that source again.
Okay.
But I think if anything had really happened and there was confirmation, I would have heard it by now.
Okay.
So we don't know.
But just keep that in the back of your mind. I just keep getting that, but I don't have enough pieces to put that together. But somebody more knowledgeable about the whole RV and all that would know.
Wow. All I'm going to say is with if I add up what all the rumored rates are, I'd have enough to make the next 4 Star Trek movies and have $250 million left. So it's just,
send me a pony.
And buy Jen.
I want to walk a pony, like a really cute, like Shetland pony down the street, like a dog.
I can buy Jen a pony for her birthday.
And when I have grandkids, I'll just put the kids on the pony.
But the pony won't stay a pony; it becomes a horse.
Yeah, but it's going to be like my dog, so I don't care.
Unless you want, do you want?
No, the ponies don't become horses.
Do you want a miniature?
No, that would be a baby horse. No, I want like a Shetland pony. It's kind of a smaller pony. They always stay pony. I had one when I was a kid.
What about donkeys? Donkeys are really sweet.
Oh, they're loud,
but they're very sweet. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, questions. Let's get over to the people with the little red castles over here. Gary S. Good morning, Mike and Jen. Question for Jen. Gary says, my wife, Ginger, does not know I am asking this question. Will she be able to retire before the end of the year, or will it be after? God bless you. Gary wants to know if his wife, Ginger, will be retiring by the end of 2023.
Approximately. I'm not quite sure on the exact time. It looks pretty close to when she decides to do it. Yeah, approximately.
Okay. Gary, yeah, okay, that's Gary. Candace says not the Candace, another Candace. No matter how we ask it, we all want to know about the RV. Poor Jen. Lori Bickmeyer says, hi, Jen, a question. Cliff has 2 nodules on his thyroid. Can you tell us anything? He has an appointment on Wednesday with our doctor.
Hold on. Benign?
Good. Let's hope so. Firefighter to you says, hey, Jen, I saw it was your daughter's birthday. Tell her happy birthday. Love you and Mike. Yeah, Faith.
Well, thank you. Katie.
Happy birthday. So, I'm sorry, Katie. So let me ask you, she's a Libra. So was Katie a New Year's Eve baby or a Valentine's Day baby?
I don't know. I'm weird,
like why are there more Libras than any other sign? And I'm like, New Year's Eve and Valentine's Day.
No, this is how it worked with me. Faith was just about 2, almost 2, and I walked in and I looked at him and I said, "Time to give her a sister." Boom, one try and there she was, and that's what happened.
Boom! Wow.
That's the truth.
Boom. Maybe more information we actually need. All right. Hi, Jen.
It's going to happen always.
Tamara Pepper says hi. Yeah, the guy who's always giving too much information. Hi, Mike and Jen. A Freedom of Information Act request has shown that Obama was home when his chef drowned. Will Obama be charged with his chef's death? I hope so.
I don't care what they put out and when they put it out. This happened with that chef a long time ago. And I think there were more than many bodies being killed and dumped in the lake. And how much you want to bet there were kids? This is some way to highlight it with a current put out story of what he was doing to people and his
well, then why don't they drag the lake and start reporting this? Come on, guys, let's get with it.
They should. Maybe they will.
Magna Mike says, hi, Mike and Jen. Jen is a host been taken down in Israel. Mike, we already answered that question in the Jentel. Good morning, everyone. Robin says, thank you, dear Jen, for the God, healing, and reading. Amazing, inspirational, and so appreciated, from Robin.
I appreciate you.
Irish Miss is sending us love and light and the fortitude to hang in there in this cray world. I agree. Dorinda says, Jen, 2 weeks ago you did a healing on Meow Meow. My Meow Meow, that's such a cute name. My 9-year-old cat for a leaky eye. Now he has a mass in his right nostril. Can you tell me what it is, or if it's just in front or goes further up the passage? Wow, you need to get him in and get an X-ray.
That's something clogged.
Something clogged?
Yeah. There's something clogged in there. He's probably got I don't know.
Okay, Jim wants to know, he says, aloha, Mike and Jen. Have you heard of a dollar recall this November 1st, possibly to force us into central bank digital currency? So he's saying a dollar recall on November 1st. Jen, that would be something that might happen with the RV. We have new money out. So turn your old money in. It could be the central bank digital currency, or it could be our revaluation, and it would be.
I don't
right on the title.
Feel confident about that report.
God does care about currency rates. He said that all has been stolen from us will be returned. Kurt Ron, I see Kurt Ron in there. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for dropping off all of Dave's stuff that he had shipped to his old address. Kurt Ron, special shout out to our buddy Kurt for going over and picking up all of Dave's Amazon stuff that was sitting on the front porch of the old house. Okay. J.K. McLennan. I'm not sure if that name will work, but she's a Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, asks a question. Good morning, Jen. I'd like to ask you and the Angels a question. The question is, when will silver reach $100 per ounce? That's a good question because it's not related to the RV necessarily. When will silver reach $100 an ounce? Do you have a month, a year?
Well, it starts with an A, the month, and I'm trying to figure it out if it's April or August. I think it's April.
Cool. Okay. Kim Coatney, Little Red Castle, Little Gray Whale for the subscription and for the Rumble Rant. Hi, Mike and Jen. My daughter Ashley is going to Winnipeg, Canada for her birthday this weekend starting 10/27. Will she be safe and everything go okay? So Kim wants to know about Ashley going to Winnipeg and just will the trip go well?
I get some weather pack for multiple seasons.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to her to make sure that she is safe, but I'm not getting anything tragic. I see her coming home.
Okay. Tamara Pepper again. Jen, who killed the host, God or his army of angels? Well, I think the U.S. military probably killed him. Am I wrong about that, Jen? It was a physical death, right?
It was a combined effort of 3 countries, he said. 3 different militaries.
Ooh, wow. Gloria says, I've had shingles a few days. Oh, I'm so sorry. Do you see it clearing up soon? Thanks and blessings. Gloria, you could try ivermectin for that if you've got any. If you're not taking it, take it. See if it does any good. But that's Mike Barra's medical advice. Jen, do you see it clearing up her shingles?
It will eventually clear up, yes.
Where was AOC when the head of the snake was cut off? Is that a joke about her teeth? My future wife's teeth.
She can't think anymore because it's not feeding her information.
Oh, that's funny. Maybe that's why she
should be interesting to see what happens with that.
Did you see the video of her talking, about Gaza and Israel, and she kept rubbing her nose and sniffing, and I'm like, she's totally coked up. Chris Packer, should I see a physical therapist or chiropractor for my neck and shoulder? I can relate. My neck and shoulder are killing me. I've been going to a chiropractor. It's getting better. But Jen, what do you think?
I think I would go to the chiropractor first, and then they'll send you to a physical therapist as well. You could use both.
Megan, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Jen, will I get the promotion job that I've applied for at my work? Megan Angus is her name. Megan Angus. Wow.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? That's too bad. Mm-mm. I guess Megan Angus is better than Mega Angus. That would be different. David Murtos, Little Red Castle, Little Gray Whale. Isn't it interesting that the Anons are the people who are paying attention, have been hearing about tunnels for years. Now all you hear from the MSM is about the tunnels under Gaza. It's probably not a coincidence, right? AJ2 Florida says, powerful vision, Jen. You're always amazing.
Well, for some reason, remember when we heard it was the head of the snake is in Bosnia?
Yeah.
And then I don't think there was just one of these things. I think there was 3, but I think there was one major one. So
because you thought
probably the remaining one is what they. So I feel like they chased underground. They've been corralling this thing into an area where they know they could take it out.
Okay. Fort Scott wants to know, Heat is gearing up to remove Biden. Will it be this month? Well, there's only 7 days left in this month. Let's not, I don't know. Do you want to answer that question?
No.
Biden, we don't know how much. It should have been gone by
now. He
now.
fits in when he's supposed to fit in. That's all I have on that.
Okay, Lori Betty. Jen, I'm not sure if you saw my email yet, but thank you for everything you did for Baloo. I can't seem to stop crying over his loss. Is he happy romping with the angels now? I'm sure he is.
Well, sitting right next to you. Oh, yeah, he's fine. What a sweet dog. Yeah.
Sorry that you lost him.
He was old.
The thing is, Jen, this is a shame. Is it according to Sky Prince, there's going to be pet med beds too. It's just a shame.
Well, it's only eventually.
Yeah.
This technology is going to
first, right?
Yeah.
Magna Mike, Jen, since the Zim and the Venezuelan Bolivar are linked, will the Bolivar also be used for humanitarian projects like the Zim? Maybe that's why they're linked.
No, it's a currency.
Okay. Nancy wants to know if her husband Thomas. Nancy wants to know if her husband Thomas's new treatment will work.
Some. Once they get going with it, they need to reevaluate it and add something to it.
Tim, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, wants to know, do your guides see me accepting business opportunities soon?
There's one legitimate that isn't as shiny as the one that's not. Okay? You're going to be approached with 2 different business opportunities. One of them's going to be from a flake. Weed them out, identify that. It's going to sound, the one that's really not true is going to sound
too good to be true.
Too good to be true. It's going to sound like, hey. And the other one is your best bet.
Okay. Joe wants to know, will the IRS tax the currency exchange at the time of the exchange like they do in Las Vegas casinos? I don't think they do that in casinos. I don't think your winnings are taxable.
Oh, yeah, they are if they're over $1,200.
Oh, if they're over 1,200. Okay.
Yeah, they come around and they're like, so.
And the answer to that has always been no, but plan accordingly until you hear there's no such thing as an IRS anymore. Save back half of it for taxes just in case. Mark Z said no taxes on currency. Yeah, but Mark's like us.
The only thing I'm concerned about is the bonds.
Yeah. David Murdos again. Jen, will there be a 2024 election? I assume he means next fall. Will the normally scheduled 2024 election take place? I think Jen's answer to that has been pretty consistently no.
Not on the current timeline that we're on is a more accurate answer.
Okay, David again. Jen, there's a new data analyst position coming up at my wife Jackie's work. She wants to apply for it. Will she get the job if she applies for the data analyst position, Jackie?
Yes.
Cool. Go for it. Firefighter to you. Hello, I'm Renee. Firefighter to you. I'm Renee, and my birthday is June 29th. With the new calendar, I will be soul. Is there a significance of being born at? Okay, sorry, Renee, I can't understand the question. Retype it slowly. Philip would like to know, will he be able to retire this year? And when will my wife, Cheryl, wake up to the truth about what's really going on?
That's two questions. When she sees the money. That's when she'll wake up.
Yeah. When she sees your money, buddy. Yeah. Jen, meow meow again. Something clogged. Like what? Something attached to the. Well, take him. You got to take him to the vet, Dorinda. Got to take him to the vet. Suzanne wants to know the real reason her daughter Lauren cut off contact with her.
That would be a full reading. I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Okay, let's go to the pinned messages over here on YouTube so everybody can see the questions. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to you too, Mike.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Congratulations, man. Katerina, is it true that Putin that he's now in the hospital due to heart problems?
No.
It's not true. Rick Norman, damn you, Mike Barra. Now I have the Lost in Space theme in my head. Which one though? Season 1 or season 2 and 3? That's the question. I'm even seeing Irwin Allen in print. Cool. Was the creature you saw the host you described previously? Oh, good question.
Did I describe the host previously? You guys know I forget everything.
Yeah.
Christine remembers everything I say. Did I describe the host previously?
I don't know if you described.
I remember having a head of the snake dream where I saw this big yellow snake. Okay. Oh, there was more than one then. And a long time ago, we thought that it was cut off.
Yeah, that was the one in Bosnia, though. But you said there might be 3 of them, so.
Yeah. Thing looked like an octopus. I mean, he showed me that scene, and I believe it's Independence Day, and I don't think it was. Was it the first one or the second? Anyway. This big, tall alien thing with all these legs running across the dry desert in the school bus, and they're in the school bus and they're trying to outrun it. You guys remember that?
Vaguely, yeah. I think it might have been Independence Day. I don't remember.
Watch it. There may be some truth to that movie. That's the scene. So when they're trying to quickly give you information, they'll show you a scene to something. They'll give you a vision. And so when we were standing there, he showed me that, and I went, and then look, there were lots of tentacle-like legs on the ground, all bloody, and the top part of the thing was gone.
Okay. Sue Dvorak. Last Monday I asked if we were going on our trip to Manchester, England on the 30th, and you did not see us going. Can you ask Michael or Gabriel why we won't be going? Do you still see that they're not going to go, or do you think they will go? Maybe I should just let you answer her question.
I'm going to stand with what I originally got.
Okay.
I don't know why. It would be something like, it's not like personal tragedy or anything. Don't step into fear in that one. It would be something like the flight was canceled, or there's some kind of situation.
Or you lose your passport, like this guy.
I don't think it's something like that. I feel like it's like, well, we're just going to sit this out.
Wow. Jentel confirms Kim Gogan. Well, don't pay attention to Kim. What's her name? Impossible. The whole war's been in the tunnels. That's true.
Who's that? Who's this Kim?
Oh, some crackpot that says she's the one who has to put in all the codes for the Galactic Federation of Light for the RV to happen.
First of all, Galactic Federation Light, I don't care who gets mad at me. When I first started, getting on the Facebook and everybody's spreading around these Galactic Federation channeled messages by any Joe Blow in their basement uses some fake voice and a fake name and puts out some channeled message that starts with "Dear Ones." Listen, stay the hell away from that crap. I listened to one. I felt like I was being taken over somehow. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not good.
I think
never liked it. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. And if you get mad at me, I don't like this Galactic Federation of Light Jesus traveling around some kind of spaceship somewhere. The whole thing pisses me off. And they'll talk about deception. Why the hell would Jesus need a spaceship? Listen, the only person that's going to need a spaceship is somebody who is in a physical body in this dimension. Okay? Jesus doesn't need anything like that, and he is not in a spaceship. So I might have pissed just, a couple hundred people off, but I don't care. It's not true. Don't listen to that crap. They're probably giving you attachments and stuff. Channeled messages. If you're so sure of your goddamn channeled messages, get out there with your real face and your real name and say it. There's something bad about it. Because the whole thing pisses me off.
This reminds me. This reminds me of something, which I'm going to.
It's dangerous.
I'm going to share now, very, 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 very briefly.
It's not playing. There's a delay.
It's not playing?
I didn't see it.
So anyway, that's it's not playing. Okay, I was trying to play Captain Kirk asking this guy claiming to be God, why do you need my starship? Anyway.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, same thing. You couldn't see it. I don't know. It's weird. I'm so tired of these fuck ups on these sharing screens. It used to be so easy to share a screen. Sonny wants to know if I'll get a job before the end of this year.
Initially, yeah. And then you leave it. By choice.
Jen, is Michael Flynn a good guy or a bad guy?
I have not been able to figure that out. Basically good. Yeah. Okay. He's been told to play a part to create confusion on that. But he is an asset for us. And that's what I'm getting.
Douchebag. Jen, this is Diana. Wondering what's going on with my right hip and knee.
Okay, Jesus, Diana, Leyland. You're out of place. Your whole, you're tipped. Your pelvis is all tipped up
Go to a
on one side.
chiropractor.
So you need to go to chiropractor.
There's a place called the Joint Chiropractic, which it just basically takes walk-ins, and if you don't go in there and say, "Oh, I've got all these severe problems," they'll send you to the emergency room. But go in there and they'll do adjustments for a pretty good price. Yeah, Deb says you can catch the show after it's been pulled from YouTube. Yes, you can. Baba 2 wants to know, I wish we had your real name. Will I stay in city or move out rural? We don't know.
Rural. Chickens. You're gonna have chickens.
Deb,
Chickens.
You're bad. You're bad, Deb. Okay, will Jeannie applied for a grant to turn her book into an audio book. Will she get the grant? It's another thing. I got to apply for more grants. Okay.
She does get something. I just don't think it's that.
Sherry L. Jen, do you see me continuing to work for the VA beyond the 1st of next year? All you people with your subtle little RV questions.
I know. You could leave financially, but and I don't know what your decision is. You have to make that decision, but I see you struggling with the decision. Well, I've been there for all this long, and then the retirement from them. Why just throw that in the trash? So you might stay a little longer than you think.
Deb wants to know if she'll be moving in the next 6 months.
No.
Rick Norman, Jen, I have no real reason to always be uptight and worried. Not really, yet I am. Am I under attack from some entity that doesn't belong? I hate being this way.
Rick, you've just been carrying on too long, being strong. Okay? Everybody's going through that. I've heard it from person after person after person. Some people even break down, and that's okay. The waiting is hard and people start to get irritated. I don't think it's because of an entity, no.
The dong has been undervalued for 60 years, and Kenneth says the dong will rise again.
It always does.
Jen, this is Crystal. My car got towed unexpectedly on Friday, and I'm out of town. Will my friend Christopher be able to get my car out of impound?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he comes through for you.
David Wade, Mike. So, I don't know what your situation is. Sculpt Girl, Christopher probably wants to be more than your friend. That's probably why he's going to do nice things for you. So throw him a bone. David Wade.
Give him a kiss or something.
Give him a kiss. Yeah. David Wade says, Mike, tell us the rumored values. I won't be mad if you're wrong. I want to dream.
Let's not do that today. Let's not do that.
16 on the dong, 8.5 on
stress.
8 on the dong, 8.5 on the dong, 16 on the dinar, 33 million per trillion on the sim.
They're rumoring 16 on the dinar, just like I said that it would be 16, and it made no freaking sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
Wendy wants to know if she'll be able to retire by the end of the year.
Okay, stop doing that. I don't want to do any more of these.
Okay, no more will I retire by the end of the year questions.
One is enough, really. If somebody gets to retire by the end of the year, we all do, okay?
Right, that's true. That's true. Patty wants to know, she says her bulldog Woody is limping on his right front leg. Do you see anything serious?
Ishman, bulldog Woody. It's the shoulder, actually. It'll pass. You got to try and keep him down for a while, though, so he doesn't re-injure that. came down wrong, as if like one of us were to step into like a hole.
Zelda saying Valtrex works for the shingles. Also, somebody else earlier up, I forgot to highlight it, said Ivan did work on their shingles. So I know it's advertised for genital herpes, but it cleared up mine in a week many years ago.
Somebody told me once, it was a couple years back during COVID, that they were having a herpes outbreak. And I said, why don't you try the ivermectin? And she did, and it went away.
Yeah. Somebody else I know did not have that level of success.
The outbreak went away.
Yeah. Well, maybe he did. Maybe it stopped it. Maybe it didn't get any worse. Rick wants to be a $5 a month subscriber, but I forget how. Go to Rumble and subscribe and sign up. And you got to do it, I think, when the show is on. There's another way to do it. We'll have to sort that out. I'll put it on Telegram if I sort it out. Is everyone going to see the release of Police State from Dinesh D'Souza? Yeah.
No. All that stuff's to educate the normies. Yeah, we can support them. But
Jen, any news on a new Speaker of the House? Jen, will there be a new voted on Speaker of the House this week?
Well, you guys asked me if we would have one last week, and I said no. And what happened?
You were right. You were right. There wasn't.
I feel like it's stalled. They're stalling it for something. There's a reason.
The RV and the removal of the current fake president. Lori Yoder, Mike, my son Evan got one of the jobs from the interview. Why are you asking me? I'm not the psychic. She is. Mike, will my son Evan get one of the jobs from the interviews he's had in the last 2 weeks?
There's some deception in that story. I see one possible job, but I don't think that there's been that many interviews.
Rick Norman, Devontae Adams, get the hell out of Vegas. You're wasting your time. Besides, you're a class of airboys there. Yeah. Why don't the Raiders just trade Devontae Adams and put him out of his misery? Trade him to a team that will actually throw the ball once in a while. Who were the 3 countries? Russia, China, and probably the United States, I would say. Christopher Iverson. We don't know. Good question.
I'm seeing different uniforms. I would have to look. I'd have to spend some time on that one.
Can the host regenerate? Good question.
Not if you cut off the head.
Whenever I wear my Bigfoot pajama bottoms, I have hot dreams about them. So get your Mike Barra pajama bottoms.
All right, Deb. It's not Friday night.
It's not Friday night. Okay. Yeah, the alien scene from Area 51. Will Smith took it to Area 51.
That's what I saw.
Tony wants to know, Jen, will my sister-in-law Louise have a good outcome from her upcoming tests on her ovaries? We hope
so. Tony S. and Louise P. Ovaries are fine.
Hey, Jen, will 2024, Nico Lockey, will 2024 be a good year for a love relationship for me?
It would be a good year. It'll be a good year for shopping for a love relationship. You can have like 3 or 4.
Are you like Nick O'Lockey, an Irishman, or are you Nico Lockey, like a Greek guy? That's what I want to know, Nico. Will Phil's next live be earth-shattering?
I don't know. Is he doing lives anymore? I haven't seen him around for a while.
Yeah, he's in Italy or something. He's in his property. You asked this question before, Steve, but we're going to get an update on it. I've been housing a homeless woman for the last 2 months. Will she soon move on to her next home?
She's going to resist moving on, Steve.
have to give her a gentle shove.
That might, when we need some time periods, we might have some structure to this moving on.
So Nick Olaki says, it's Greek. I'm Nico's yours. I figured that, Nico. I was just joking about Nick Olaki. So. All right, let's slide back over to Rumble, see if there's any questions followed up there. Yeah, why does God need a starship? I tried to play that. I don't know if it played or not. Let's go back over. Okay.
If you're not incarnated in a physical body that you're born into and you die from, you don't need a ship.
Yeah, I know.
Anybody tells you they're Jesus in a ship and listen to me, run.
Yeah. When we redeem our currency and no tax, when we redeem our currency and no tax are taken out at that time, does that indicate the IRS no longer exists? Yes, that's supposed to be part of Nasara. So yeah.
Well, what I've gotten about the currency, and of course I don't know what I'm talking about, is so if you hold $1 million dinar and you exchange it for US dollars, it's the same, even if the rates change, it's the same value. There's no difference in cashing in your coin collection or whatever. Well, maybe there is, but it's an exchange of currency. So if you were going to go on a trip, and let's say you came back with $1 million dinar and you're like, okay, I'm in the US now, I'm going to go and get whatever, US dollars for it. So there isn't taxes on that because you didn't necessarily make money because the value was the same. Your location was different. But the bonds may be a different story.
Right. David wants to know, Jen, I've been having some gut issues. Am I gluten sensitive?
David who?
Murtos again.
Gluten? He wants to know about gluten?
Is he gluten sensitive is all he wants to know, yeah.
Something is giving you a lot of inflammation. I don't necessarily think it's the gluten. I think you're just becoming more sensitive to chemicals. Interesting.
Primetime Gal, Jen, in our reading, this is Robin. Robin says, in our reading, we talked about my mom's ring. Was it my mom who led my sister Jerry to find our family's jewelry heirlooms in her house the next day? Robin would like to know.
She did help with that.
That's cute. Tamara, I fell on the stairs last week and rolled my right ankle. It's still really sore. Did I break a bone?
No, you stretch the ligaments there on that one side.
Ice it. Stay off of it as much as you can. Lisa Mitchell wants to know, Jen, why do I get nauseous when I eat food that is sweet?
It's not all food that's sweet. It's just anything with corn syrup in it. You're allergic to that.
Okay, there we go. All right, back over to the other side here. Anything else going on? A couple more questions. Jen G wants to know, what's up with the Taylor Swift craft? Are they just trying to get the public sick of her, or how does she get outed as being bad for the ones who are oblivious?
I like it when I tune into Taylor Swift is that she's a brat. Like a brat. Like got a bad attitude. And other than that, I don't know what she's doing or what's going on with her.
Phil says, according to Batman, his live on next Tuesday night is going to rock your world. Okay.
Right on. Bring it on, Phil. We could use some rocking.
Has the glow on Phil's teeth faded away? God, no. You could use his teeth as fucking high beam headlights at night. They are.
Let's not talk. You know what? People do things before they get married that don't always turn out well, okay? Us girls do all kinds of stuff. We don't do anything new
All right. Thank you. Please
a
slide
month before
over
the
to the
wedding.
Rumble side of the house. Subscribe to the channel for $5 a month. We didn't get any new subscribers today, but we could get a few. We would appreciate it. Help support the show. And we're all hoping that very soon we're not going to need anybody's support. And we're not going to be doing shows for 90 days or however long it's going to be. We hope that that's going to happen soon. Jen, the next week is the end of the month. So if we're going to the end of the month, guess what? It's this week. Let's get excited. Let's stay excited. Let's stay grounded.
Now, as far as what I picked up, remember last month, well, month and a half maybe, the Jentel said something, and we were talking about Biden's removal, and I said I got the 11th, and it could be October, but it might be November 11th. So if it's November 11th, then I'll take that win, but we'll see.
Yeah, 11/11 would be fine, but I'd actually rather have it be tomorrow. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Jen and I will be back for Tell the Truth Wednesday on Wednesday. I will be doing a special live stream tomorrow, or at least I'm scheduled to interview Marina Sarin, who is an alien experiencer, an abductee, and she has a lot of really interesting spiritual stuff to say. We'll see how it lines up with Jen. I'm supposed to be interviewing her tomorrow. However, she is in Madrid and I haven't heard from her. So maybe she won't show up. But that's the plan right now. About 9 o'clock Pacific tomorrow, I'm going to interview her for an hour or so and try to get her story, which is actually pretty interesting, what she has to say about aliens and things. And I was watching another interview she did with Linda Moulton Howe, and a lot of what she said lines up with your stuff, Jen. So it's pretty interesting. So that's planned for tomorrow. We'll see if it actually comes off. If not, Jen and I will see you on Wednesday, and I'll be back, of course, again on Friday with the boys. That's the plan. Stay grounded. Let's hope nothing really weird happens between now and Wednesday. Love you guys. See you then.
Bye.
Go to jenniferfallah.com.
Yes, do that.
Buy sessions. Go to the CBD gurus. Buy products that'll